Welcome, everyone, to Southern Virginia University Baseball. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Mike Harmon here at Rockbridge County High School, getting ready to bring you Capital Athletic Conference Baseball. As Southern Virginia Mike gets ready to host Christopher Newport, the captains come in with a highly rated team, 14-5 on the season, 4-2 in the conference. Knights come in 2-4 in the conference, 6-14 overall. And would you assess, when you look at the Capital standings and Southern Virginia's drive to try to get in the top six, is this a must game today?
Well, every game's a must game, but this will be a great game. The captains come in ranked now number 14 in the nation, so it's a huge game. But we did hear from Coach Mann earlier and saying, "Welcome to the launching pad, NASA training." So may have a chance to see a lot of balls go out of the yard today.
You know, for baseball fans, I know about 30 years ago, the first launching pad I was familiar with was in Atlanta, I guess.
Yes, yeah, the small little stadium they had.
County?
Fulton County.
Okay. Well, Seth Burris will be getting the start today, and we saw him just here in the last week or two.
Yeah, and Seth's been getting a lot of work lately, and it's all because not he has the best stuff, but because he competes and he puts the ball into the strike zone, tries to let his team back him up, keeps the Knights in the game.
Knights are coming off a loss earlier this week, and also a split of a doubleheader here last weekend, Mike, on the road at Penn State Harrisburg. And one of the stars of that doubleheader split for the Knights was Bigelow, a really outstanding pitching effort.
Yeah, he did a great job. And Collins kind of up and down. He can be either really, really good or he can be just right there in the middle. So they're hoping that for the rest of these games that Collins is going to be really, really good.
And Jordan Mason will be the leadoff hitter here for Christopher Newport. He bunts on the first pitch, and it's picked up by Burris, fires over, but it's not in time. As a very quick Jordan Mason got down the line, the freshman bunting for a base hit on the very first pitch of the game.
Yeah, and when you saw Seth pick the ball up, he kind of double clutched it, long wind up and delivery to first base. And when you have someone that fast up, there's just no way you're going to get him.
Very different weather conditions than our last outing here, Mike. Today, obviously, a little hotter. We're, I guess, in the 70s. May go down to the 60s here shortly, but still a little windy, but nowhere near like the last home game we had.
Yeah, the wind that we had last game was almost blowing us off our bench here.
There's a high pitch to the next junior outfielder.
He comes in with a 274 batting average.
And we'll talk about him coming up next. But the on-deck hitter, I guess, and Tommy Vitaletti, boy, is he just amazing as far as the stats he has produced offensively.
Yeah, he's really carrying the captains this year and is one offensive weapon that they can really count on.
Another bunt. Burris picks this up, gets the runner at first. And so initially here, Newport really wants to set the table for Vitaletti, and he comes to the plate with a runner at second and one gone. And now you wonder, do you pitch around this guy, even though that would put runners at first and second with only one out?
Well, he is hitting .444, has 24 RBIs, 6 home runs.
6 homers, yeah.
He leads the team in home runs, and I think during batting practice, Coach Mann said he hit a couple over to Comfort Inn, which is across across the ravine.
So do you pitch him at least carefully, and maybe you just outright walk him, pitch it outside, and if he doesn't go for it, there's an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Well, it looks like they're going to go after him, but if they're going to go after him, they're going to have to keep the ball low and away and very off-speed.
No, the Knights have a doubleheader coming up against York this weekend, Mike. And still Marymount and St. Mary's left on the schedule, including a home game, I believe, against Mary Washington. But I was talking about how important this game was. Not necessarily maybe a must game. They're a game right now out of the sixth place spot with Frostburg and Wesley right ahead of them. Only a game behind those two teams. But deeper into the season as you go, as you approach April, I mean, there's going to be just fewer and fewer opportunities left for you to get conference wins.
Well, in this game, again, is if you can steal this game, you know, the Knights will be very ecstatic. But they're looking just to compete in this game, learn and grow. And then when they come back against York, maybe steal one of those at the doubleheader. And, again, when you said you got St. Mary's coming up, which we've already beat, and Mary Washington again, which we've already beat. Those are two games that could catapult you a little bit ahead. And it really depends on what the schedule is like for the Frostburg and Wesley, who's right ahead of us.
Of course, we saw Frostburg here recently and facing a team today, 14-5 record. But as far as overall records are concerned, you got to remember, Knights a few weeks back beat Mary Washington on the road, and their overall record is 16-7.
Yeah, they and at that time they were ranked number 12 in the nation.
3-2 now to Vitaletti. Runner at second takes his lead. Let's see if Burris comes into him or tries to make him chase ball for, and he chased it. It looked like it was a little high and swung on a miss, and a key strikeout for Burris, who went right after CNU's top hitter.
Yeah, that was huge for Seth and for the Knights in general, just to make sure that they get that number one batter out.
So here's Brandon Ginch now, a outfielder, also sometimes DH, sophomore.
And he's the second leading hitter as far as batting average goes at 327.
Burris from the stretch fires strike one. High on that one, 1-1 now.
And I wonder what the strategy is going to be with Coach Mann. Get Seth through the first rotation and then maybe bring in some other pitchers, because as CNU goes, they score a lot in the later innings after they've seen a pitcher once or twice.
Off-speed pitch there, it's 2-1. Much like Frostburg, that game was tied going into the seventh inning, and then Frostburg exploded, I believe, for a lot of runs in the seventh inning and the ninth inning to really pull away in that game and win by 11.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the relief pitchers that came in just really didn't find their rhythm and get comfortable.
2-1 the count to Ginch. That one's a called strike. It's 2-2. Man, we've seen it before in this field, Mike. Right-handed hitter, but the center fielder pulled way over into left field, left center, which leaves a pretty sizable gap down the right field line and also between the center fielder and right fielder. Missed on that one. So the count is full.
Oh, and that's the one that Seth really wanted. Because if they could expand that zone going across the plate, that would make it much, much easier for the Knights pitchers today.
Struck out the last hitter on a 3-2 count. Trying to get out of the first with maybe a strikeout, and here it comes. Popped up, left side. And the Knights put it away for the third out. And we have played a half inning here from Rockbridge County High School with your score, Southern Virginia nothing and CNU nothing. Scoreless in the top of the first, and the Knights are going to be facing a pretty big pitcher here, Mike, and Blake Reams, 6'4", 225-pound senior.
Yeah, and he's got a 2-0 record, 5.09 for his ERA. Been in 6 games, started 5 of them. Just a big workhorse for him. Has pitched the most innings of anybody on the the roster for the captains.
And pretty much like we've seen all season so far, Jordan Ace is the leadoff hitter for the Knights. Lefty freshman with Hilburn on deck. First pitch low. Next pitch is a little inside, and it's 2-0 to Nace now. Ream delivers, and that's a called strike. Looks like both Ream and Burris for SVU, very quick workers.
Yeah, which is really going to be well for both teams, because there's nothing worse as a fielder to stand behind a pitcher that just drags on and on and on.
And that's low for a 3-1 count. There's a called strike. It's full now to Nace at 3-2. Knights have 2 conference victories, Mike, and they're both road wins at Harrisburg and at Mary Washington, looking for their first home conference win. 3-2 delivery, called strike 3 on Nace. He thought he was going to get a ball out of that and get a walk, but instead it's a called strike for a strikeout, and that will now bring to the plate Josh Hilburn.
And now you can see where Beam really wants to keep the balls down low around the knees, hit the corners, and he has the power to.
Hilburn will try to get on here. One and 0 the count.
And that's kind of scary when you see someone that throws that hard and then a wild pitch goes right by you. It's a little bit intimidating as a hitter.
Probably not done on purpose, but then again, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
I bet Randy Johnson did that a few times on purpose and freaked a few batters out.
I'm sure after doing it several hundred times, not on purpose when he was younger.
Ooh, that one almost hit him. So now it's quickly a 3-0 count here to Hilburn.
If Hilburn can get on base, that'd just set some tables for Marcus Begg coming up, who's the leading hitter for the Knights.
3-0 pitch again, high and inside. So Hilburn draws the walk. And now you got Marcus Begg coming to the plate. Has several home runs. We've seen a few of those here at this field. And as you mentioned, Mike, he's leading the team in hitting right now.
Yeah, and all Marcus really wants to do is just make good, solid contact. If he can square the ball up, again, kind of a short field here. The wind's blowing out just a little bit. Anything that gets up in the air could be aided, and we could have a 2-0 lead just like that.
Hilburn takes his lead. Begg shoots it toward the outfield, down the right field line. That's all the way to the wall. And it looks like they're going to hold everybody at second and third base. Begg gets into second. And it looked like Hilburn maybe got a late start on that. You were thinking maybe he could go all the way from first to home for the first run, but just as Begg was pulling into second, Hilburn was pulling into third.
Yeah, a little bit late jump. He saw the ball up in there, wanted to play a little bit safe. But, again, nice job of hitting by Begg, just squaring the ball up, taking it where it was pitched, and shooting it the opposite way.
And, again, he's only a freshman. Very good third baseman, and that brings Nick Carter to the plate with second and third. And, again, only one out here in the first inning. Knights with a single can get a couple runners home. Passler's on deck. First pitch to Carter is high. This is really a golden opportunity here, Mike, and the Knights don't want to waste it.
Oh, you can't waste this opportunity with runners on first, second and third, one out. They have to be able to push the run across somehow.
Pitch to Carter, strike called, 1-1. Comes the 1-1 to Carter. That's a called strike, and it's 1-2. You at least want to get the ball on the ground, maybe to the right side or in the air to the right side, Mike. You do not want to have a strikeout.
No, that would be the worst thing right now. Looking for something in the air to the outfield, deep enough where Nace Hilburn can tag up and come in.
Of course, they take a wild pitch, too. Swung on a miss, though. That's strike 3. 2 strikeouts now in this top of or the bottom of the first inning for Blake Ream. And so here's Bassler with 2 gone now in second and third. Now Bassler really needs a big hit here, Mike. And it's going to take a hit unless we get a wild pitch to bring a runner home. First pitch called strike. Irvin Bassler, he's a freshman, awaiting the 0-1 delivery. High, and he swung and missed, and it's 0-2. See if Ream maybe wastes one here on a 0-2 delivery. That one's high, 1-2. But he is really bringing some heat out there.
Yeah, a little bit of speed pitch from him yet.
Trying to strike out the side and get out of the inning with 2 runners on is the pitcher for CNU. And another high pitch. So now the count is 2-2.
Yeah, Knight's looking for some 2-out magic here. You want to jump on CNU early in the game because as they go further and further into the game, they tend to get stronger.
Swung on and missed, and again, Ream has struck out the side, Mike. Knights had second and third, 1 out, could not score.
Yeah, a little bit long swings on those last 2 strikes. The Knights want to catch up to Bream. They're going to keep that swing short and compact.
So we played 1 inning, and Southern Virginia, CNU, all tied, 0-0. We'll come back for more right after this. We are ready for the top of the second inning. CNU nothing, SVU nothing. In this all-important Capital matchup, Christopher Newport currently sitting in third place, 2 games behind Marymount, and the Knights, of course, sitting out of the top 6 right now, hoping to get a victory and try to move closer to the top 6.
Well, it'll be the second game that they've beat a top-ranked team. Obviously, Mary Washington was the first one when they ranked number 12. CNU comes in now ranked number 14, and this would just, again, be a great feather in their cap.
Keith Roberts, the hitter. Burris, the pitcher for the Knights.
Roberts is another tough hitter, comes in with a .306 batting average.
1-1 count. Missed away, 2-1. Two-one pitch popped up right side, going to be out of play. And so it's 2-2 now.
Well, now Seth wants to go to his out pitch. Try to get Roberts to go ahead and swing at it.
That one hit on the short, fielded, but it's going to be a base hit for the Captains. too deep in the hole for the Knights to make the play. Morin fielded cleanly, just couldn't get much on the throw, and so another infield hit for the Captains. And, of course, they had a couple of bunts that really worked well for them in the first inning, but they couldn't score, and now they get their lead runner on here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and the second inning in a row with the leadoff runner, we've noticed that the Knights have dodged some bullets in the past when that happens, but as it gets later into the innings, things start to fall apart if you keep on letting lead runners get on.
And it's going to be a senior, the first baseman, Connor Henderson, stepping to the plate. 6'2", 215 pounds, out of Hampton, Virginia.
Henderson comes in batting .324 with 18 RBIs.
CNU has several 300 hitters.
Yeah, they have 4 at 300 or above, and then they have 1 at 444.
And that one hit him. And suddenly it's first and second, nobody gone. And Burris is quickly into a hole here in the second inning. So it'll be Kyle Corwin, senior infielder, coming to the plate. We'll see if he bunts, moves runners up, or swings away.
Well, statistically, Corwin's the lowest batting average that they have starting for him at 258. First and second, you want to get those runners over to second and third, have 2 runners in scoring position. So the Knights really have to be aware of the bunt, and you can see Marcus Begg creeping up.
See if he squares or not. He does. Bunts foul. So first pitch, a strike. 0-1 to Corwin.
And that's what you like to see if you're a Knights fan, is the pitchers getting ahead of the batters on that first pitch.
Another bunted up. That one goes foul. 2 quick strikes, and a good decision by Basler to let it roll foul and not pick it up too quick.
Second is the way he was charging in, but
because you could see the spin, that was definitely headed in towards foul territory.
And then he also had the runner bearing down on him, so sometimes the reflex reaction is just go ahead and pick it up and try to get the out.
Keep those runners at first and second. Swinging away, drilled to left field, and it is up against the wall. Runners had to hold. This is going to be a long single, Mike.
Yeah, that's a real long single, and the coach is over there on third base talking to his runners, saying, go halfway.
Yeah, you at least got to go halfway.
Yeah,
maybe you cheat yourself out of a sac fly, but then again, you can see the way the ball carries in this park, and odds are it's going to go up against.
Well, again, another great stroke of fortune for the Knights. Even though they didn't catch the ball, kept the runners from scoring.
Now the catcher, Lawless, comes to play with bases loaded, nobody out. Burris's pitch is a called strike. Really could use the strikeout here. Or something that the infield could toss back to the catcher for a fourth play.
Double play now would be great, going home to first.
Burris's pitch is hit into right field. No one out there. Ball up against the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs now in as the throw hits to the backstop, but Corwin stays at third, and the catcher moves up to second base, second and third. 2 runs in for CNU. They went to the opposite field, Mike, and no one out there to catch that ball.
And that's just, again, another good piece of hitting. That's where the pitch was pitched, was on that side of the plate. The hitter went with it. And you can see the quick strikeability of the Captains.
So they load the bases, get a 2-run double, second and third. Still no one out here in the top of the second inning. And now Austin Henry, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Burris throws one up there. Nice play by Kiefer, the catcher, to keep it in front of him and maybe prevent another run from scoring.
Yeah, really saw him shift his feet and lean that chest forward to keep the ball playing down in front of him.
CNU hoping for a big inning. They've already scored twice here in the second.
Well, the top of the lineup's coming up next, too, so there could be some
Drill to left
issues going
field.
on.
Base hit. Another run home. They're going to hold the runner at third. The other runner is in at second. So the hitter gets a double out of it down the left field line. 1 run is in. 3-0 CNU. Still no one out, Mike, and still second and third. And now here's the leadoff hitter, the freshman outfielder Jordan Mason, who bunted for a base hit to start this game in the first inning, and now he's got a chance to drive home some runs with second and third. Nobody gone, second inning.
Oh yeah, and we saw how fast he was. So he could be bunting just for a base hit to get those power hitters up that are behind him.
And Burris is going to have to settle down here, or he might be out of here in the second inning if CNU maybe were to get another hit or two.
Yeah, you don't want to fall too far behind CNU because they have a lot of live arms that they could throw at you, and Beam so far hasn't shown that he's going to be a pushover.
Don't know how many he has K'd for the season, Mike, but he got 3 in the first inning. And, of course, you never know when a pitcher like that might run out of gas. But he looked very impressive with that fastball in the first inning.
Yeah, he has 27 strikeouts so far in his 6 appearances.
Another one bounces up there, but too close to the plate for any runners to advance. So it remains second and third. Counts 2-0. You wonder if Burris is rattled a little bit with these runners on, the runners in. Having a tough time right now finding the plate.
Well, he's probably unintentionally trying to pitch too careful to him as he's.
Mason swings, drills it up the middle, off of Burris. He'll take the play at first. Now they'll come home with it, and they've got the runner. He's out. Well, there's that double play. Not the kind we were expecting, Mike, but they'll take it.
Yeah, a little kick save from Burris.
Kind of surprising to run a chance that with only, at that point, 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, with not being able to take off on the pass ball that we saw or the wild pitch that we saw, and then trying to take that as Burris already looked him back once. Just a strange type of play.
So now 2 gone here in the second. Runner at third for CNU. They lead here 3-0. And now A.J. Nicely, the junior outfielder, comes to the plate. Big shot in the arm for Burris. Let's see if he can get out of the inning. We're just allowing those 3 runs. First pitch called strike. Burris quickly working. Called strike again.
And it's amazing how some little play like that can just totally flip the switch for a team.
0-2 pitch. That one's low. And going back to that play, Burris made a great play on the ball just to grab it. If he doesn't make that play, it goes right up the middle.
Yeah, he used his foot there. I'm sure tomorrow that foot will be a little bit sore, but with the adrenaline flowing now, he's just out there still plugging away.
Off-speed pitch missed. 2-2. Two and two with 2 gone. Off-speed pitch. Hit towards the outfield. And out of here. CNU cranks a homer, and they now have 5 on the board, Mike.
Yeah, and that wasn't a towering home run either. That was a line shot. And like we said earlier, this is a little bit short of a field. The wind's blowing out some here, always. And so anything that gets up just a little bit can go out.
And that was a huge hit. And with 2 gone, you get a chance to get out of the inning. Only down 3. Now you're down 5 as they go out to talk to Burris.
Man, it looked like Burris really had righted the ship there in the first 2 pitches that he threw. And then the next 2 pitches, a little bit low, but that was all right. And then he got that one up at the letters. And now you got the most feared batter coming up out of the whole lineup.
And you wonder if perhaps that was on Vidala or on Burris's mind that he wanted to go ahead and get that here because of who was on deck. And as you mentioned, in these kind of weather conditions and field conditions, the last thing you can do is get it up into the batter's
yeah, Seth doesn't have really
main swing area.
Yeah, he doesn't have overpowering stuff. He has very good control, and he can try to expand the strike zone and fool the umpires sometimes, making them think it's a strike, and they'll call it a strike. Beam, on the other hand, we've seen just nothing but raw power for him, and he may be able to live upstairs a little bit more than we see Seth being able to do.
And for a team that likes to hit, maybe getting 5 early here in the second inning is really gold for them.
Well, again, the more you see a pitcher, the more you know what they're going to do as you get those looks at them.
Fouled back by Vitelletti.
Second time through now for the captains, and we see they're starting to tee off on Seth.
Oh and 2. Misses 1 and 2. And the solution simple, Mike. Get out of this inning and then start attacking and try to get some runs, as that one's fouled back.
Well,
Easier said than done, though, with a pitcher like Ream.
Well, with him, all you have to do really is just get the bat on the ball. If you square up the bat, he's supplying a lot of the power.
No doubt.
And, again, the singles would be great.
Tough play. Morin throws over, but not in time.
Yeah, Morin
Probably in that situation, the only way you're going to make a play is to charge the ball.
Yeah, he should have charged the ball. It's a kind of a lazy little bouncer coming at him. And none of these captains are really slow. So you have to charge the ball.
So here comes Kinch to the plate with a runner on and 2 gone. 5 runs in for CNU here in the second inning.
You know, in younger pitchers, that little mistake there of not charging the ball may get in their heads a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't do anything to Seth.
Popped up, left side. Third baseman is there and makes the play for the 3rd out. 5 runs for CNU here in the top of the second. We played an inning and a half, and your score is CNU 5 and SVU nothing. Knights ready to go here in the bottom of the second inning. Trailing now 5-0. And the hitter will be Ryan Saunders, who's really been moving all over the order earlier in the season, up around 2 or 1 in the order, Mike. And then as we saw on this very same field against Frostburg here recently, he was at the bottom of the order, now hitting in the 5th spot.
And just a versatile hitter, but really I think Coach Mann's trying to find the right combination of hitters. Who's going to get on, who can push runners across, who can score runners. So, again, even though you're in your conference season, still, because it's such a young team, trying to figure out all the key pieces.
Ream's pitch fouled back, so Saunders has a couple of strikes on him.
Again, Blake Ream's just bringing the heat.
You wonder if he has an off-speed pitch.
Well, he may not need one.
2 strikes on Saunders. And he checked. And they ring him up on the check swing. Went down to first base for an opinion, got the strikeout. So 4 Ks here. 4 outs, 4 Ks for Ream, the starting pitcher for CNU.
You know, I know the captains like him as a starting pitcher, but can you imagine him as a closer?
I could see him coming in.
Oh,
maybe not after he's thrown 9 innings, but key for the catcher. Ties in 1 and trials it down the left field line, foul. So 0-1.
Again, Knights really need to keep their swing short and compact, straight to the ball. Don't let their arms extend too much. Keep that elbow in the slot. Transfer the weight, and if they square the power that Ream has.
Ream's next pitch.
And
Called strike. That was
there's
off
one
speed pitch.
Yeah, that was the first curveball that we've seen.
At least much slower than the old fastball. 2 strikes now and Kiefer, the catcher. Ream looking for his 5th strikeout here. He fires low. 1-2.
You can tell there's a lot of velocity on that fastball as the catcher catches it. It's taking his arm with him.
Swung on and missed. 5 Ks now for the pitcher, Ream.
And that looks like it was a little bit of a curveball, too. Not as slow as we saw that one, but it tailed away from Kiefer.
So here's Morin, shortstop. 2 got nobody on here for the Knights in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That one's high. No delivery, called strike, 1-1. The Ream is just cranking right now.
He is. He's keeping the hitters off balance just enough. You have to go up there guessing now. Is he going to throw me that curveball that he's shown?
There it is. Off-speed curve, 1-2 now. He gets that over, it's going to be a long afternoon. The way he's throwing that fastball.
Yep, it's just, again, keeps the batters off balance just enough.
2 deliveries. Swung on and missed, Mike. 6 strikeouts through 2 innings for the pitcher, Ream. He is just dominating right now.
Yeah, and he's hit his average of strikeouts per game right now, so that shows you he's really in the groove.
So we played 2. It's CNU 5, SVU nothing. Jim Bresley and Mike Harmon back here at Rockbridge County High School, ready to go. Top of the 3rd inning. CNU, Mike on top here, 5-0. They were able to score 5 times in the 2nd. And their starting pitcher once again, the senior, Blake Ream, has got 6 outs and all strikeouts. 6 strikeouts for the starting pitcher for CNU.
Yeah, in the 1st inning with those 3 strikeouts, we saw nothing but fastballs. And then the 2nd inning, mixed the fastballs in with some just great off-speed curves.
Pitch hit to center field. The outfielder's converging, and the right fielder winds up taking it for the Knights for the 1st out. Job by the 2 outfielders to decide who was going to take it and not run into each other, Mike.
Yeah, you heard the communication even from here. I got it, and then we saw the center fielder peel off and just play right behind it, backing up just in case.
So Connor Henderson comes to the plate, 1 gone in the 3rd for CNU, and Burris' pitch is low. That's the other thing, too, about the first 2 innings for Ream. The starting pitcher for CNU is not even for an instant a lack of control.
No, only the 2 base runners that the Knights had. Begg really is the only one that really got anything on the ball so far.
You have to remember, they did have 2nd and 3rd,
Yes.
1 gone in the 1st, and couldn't score. That one's high. Burris trying to keep his team in the game by not allowing any more runs to CNU. Off-speed pitch, called strike. That one's high, ball 4.
And the Knights can't afford to have CNU score any more runs in this inning. They have to really just shut the door on them and hope they can get on top of Beam.
Yeah, if you can keep him at 5, Mike, and maybe get a run or two, get some confidence going offensively, this might be a ball game. But if you end up, falling behind 8-9 nothing, could be a different story. Third baseman Corwin is now the hitter. One gone, one on.
We've talked earlier about how pitchers pitch more relaxed when your team starts scoring runs, and you don't want Ream to have that.
Stolen base attempt. That ball popped and out of play. Henderson will go back to first base. And 1-1 the count on Corwin now. Burris steps off, tries to drive the runner back to first a little bit. 1-1 count. Yeah, we've seen this before with Burris. He really wants to keep those runners close at first base. We've seen that before in past games, Mike.
Yeah, he pays a lot of attention to him.
That one is fouled and out of play. So it's 1-2 now to Corwin. One-two delivery. Hit towards right field. In the third inning. And so now 2 are gone in the third. Colin Lawless, the catcher.
Playing catcher, number 8, Colin Lawless.
He had a big hit his last time up.
Well, and in other games, this is where Seth has had some setbacks, is trying to get that third out.
Yeah, he had the runner almost picked off, Mike. He was breaking a little bit towards second when the throw went over from Burris. But the runner, Henderson, was able to get back.
Just underneath the tag.
Burris, pitch fouled back. Oh, and 1 the count here. 2 gone in the third inning. Runner at first for CNU. Runner goes, and an easy stolen base as that ball bounces up there to Kiefer. So CNU has a runner at second with 2 gone now. Pitch fouled back, fouled over towards the CNU dugout. Still 2 strikes on the hitter.
And this is a huge hitter for Seth. And we saw how things can pick up for you if you make great plays. A strikeout here, the Knights could take that and have it spark them coming into bat.
2-strike pitch, low again. Bounces up there. Don't know if maybe Seth is overthrowing here.
It looks like he's trying to get too much on top of a curveball there and just pounding it into the ground. Kiefer's doing a great job, though, shuffling his feet, keeping his chest angled back toward the middle of the field.
2-2 pitch. Hit towards first, but foul. Wallace from CNU awaiting the 2-2 delivery. High pitch off speed. 3-2 now. Burris trying to get out of the third inning with 2 gone. That ball hit to first. Nice play. And they'll make the play without any assistance at first base for the third out of the inning. That was a big out, Mike.
That was a huge out for him. Now Seth can settle down a little bit again. Now the Knights can say, hey, all right, we held them to no runs. Let's get back in. Let's hit some again. Square the ball up and let the pitcher supply all the power.
Excellent play by the first baseman, Basler. We are through 2.5, and your score here is CNU 5, SVU nothing. Knights are ready to go here in the bottom of the third inning, trailing CNU 5-0, Mike. And they've got Cody Davis, the center fielder, coming to the plate. The starting pitcher for CNU, the senior pitcher, Blake Ream, 6 strikeouts in 2 innings.
And he's just cruising along again. Since he's getting his curveball over and he can throw that at multiple speeds, it just makes that fastball pop a whole lot more.
Davis fakes like he's going to bunt, takes the ball. Ream's pitch, called strike. To go with the philosophy, I don't think. Just wait him out and draw a walk because, like I say, his almost 3 innings.
He's been pounding the strike zone just left and right.
He is 2-1 now to Davis. That one's foul, 2-2.
Now this is where it starts playing in the mind of the hitters. Is he going to come in with the fastball, or is he going to throw that off-speed curve? And so right now it's a guessing game.
See if he comes in with that fastball on a 2-2 pitch. He did, and it was high, 3-2. This will be an interesting pitch to see if he can pick up another strikeout, Mike, or if Davis can get the walk. 3-2 pitch. Hit him. Hit the second batter that he's hit today. Hasn't walked anybody, but he's hit Davis and also hit Hilburn. And so the Knights have their leadoff runner on here in the third inning with Nace, leadoff hitter, coming to the plate.
And now the Knights need to make them pay for that. Anytime a pitcher that's as good as Ream makes a mistake, you have to make them pay for it.
He struck out Nace back in the first. Called third strike. High throw over to first, but Davis back in plenty of time. That ball almost getting away from the first baseman.
Well, if the Knights can take advantage of any other mistakes that Ream makes, that would be great on our end.
Back again, throw over. Davis takes his lead. That ball is hit to short. Throw over to second base, and they get the lead runner. Hey, finally an out, which was not a strikeout. And now it is Nace at first base, one gone. And here is Hilburn, who was hit by a pitch back in the first inning with Marcus Bagg on deck.
Well, now if we can move Nace over or move, sorry, Davis over to second base. You got Begg coming up. You want to stay out of the double play.
Well, you wonder if Ream's got a hard throw to first base.
Yeah.
Or if he just likes to lazily throw it over there. There's a little bit hard to throw, but the runner back in plenty of time.
Again, trying to keep them close so they keep that double play in order.
Nace takes his lead. One gone here in the third. Popped up. Out towards short right field. Taken for the second out. Two gone now. Here's Begg with 2 outs in the third, and now Nace still at first base. Begg got a double last time up, first time in the ball game. Back in the first inning, went down the right field line for a double.
Well, the good news is the Knights are making more contact now.
Ream's delivery, off-speed pitch, called strike.
That's a nasty pitch.
Ream's next pitch, high and away fastball. Makes you wonder if Ream maybe is a little more dominant when he doesn't have runners on base.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Doesn't look
completely
like
different pitcher when he's got runners on base.
Well, it doesn't look like he likes to throw from the stretch. Although he did have 2 runners on in the first inning and struck the next
High
3
pitch
outs.
again. Two and one to Begg, 2 gone here in the third. 5-0, seeing you on top. Nace takes his lead. There's a called strike. Tough pitch really for Begg to really do anything with that one.
Yeah, that would have been either a pop-up or he would have just grounded it straight down into pounded into the ground, and just a great position for the pitch to be put in.
2-2 count. There goes Nace. Swung on, missed. 7th strikeout for Ream. 3rd out of the inning. We're here, CNU 5, Southern Virginia, nothing. We are ready to go here in the top of the 4th inning. CNU 5 and Southern Virginia nothing. Great lacrosse game last night, Mike, as the men's lacrosse team for Southern Virginia hopped out to a 9-2 lead and then held off Randolph-Macon 15-12. I believe that's 5 of 6 for the men's lacrosse here in March. That was their 3rd straight home win.
Yeah, they're breaking records right now and making records.
Begg can't get the play, throws it down the first base line, and the leadoff hitter for CNU on a bunt attempt not only gets first base, Mike, but also gets second base.
And it would have been better if Marcus would have just held on to that ball, knowing that there was really no way he could get a lot of accuracy on that throw.
Talking about lacrosse, again, that was 3 straight home wins now for the Knights. And they, as we've been talking about the last couple of freshmen.
They do, and it's
in addition to all the sophomores.
Yeah, it's a building process that Coach Lamb has really been working on very hard, and again, we just hope that that building process and the momentum that they have right now carries not only for the rest of this year, but into the next years to come.
Mason, the hitter, he cranks that ball to right field. Hilburn will let it hop in front of him. Brings it back in, so the runners are at the corners. Not sure if Hilburn could have dashed after that ball and made a play, or if he just made the safe approach.
Well, if he would have dove for it and missed it, then you're looking at maybe a
Probably
triple.
inside the park.
Maybe inside the park.
The center fielder is way over in left center field. Interesting lacrosse game coming up on Saturday for men's lacrosse, though, playing on the road at Salisbury. Kind of a situation where you can see exactly how far they've come.
Well,
a record of 5-4 now.
Yeah, but it won't be fair to judge them on one game with Salisbury. Salisbury is in one of the classes all their own.
Yeah, we saw the women. The women for SVU have a winning record. They went to Salisbury here in the last week or two and lost 18-0, which, again, nothing against the Knights. It just shows you that when it comes to lacrosse, Salisbury is like on a completely different plane.
They are, and almost a completely different plane from everybody in the United States in Division III. They may be even able to take their team and go up to Division II, maybe even low-level Division I, and compete on a regular basis.
Take second base, so it's second and third. Nobody gone here in the fourth inning. And the hitter is A.J. Nicely. This has the making suddenly of a big inning now for CNU.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Knights, just one
suddenly lose control and start walking guys.
Yeah, right now you'll trade an out for a run just to start accumulating some outs.
Nicely the hitter. 2-1 count. Swung on, fouled back, 2-2 now. Burris could really use the strikeout here.
That ball got a little piece of Kiefer behind the plate. See him walking it off.
As a result, the umpire brings the ball out to Burris.
Gives Kiefer a little bit of time to compose himself. Let it stop stinging so much.
Further about a few seconds by Dustin off the plate.
And umpires understand that. They get hit every once in a while, and catchers will do something nice in return. They'll walk out and talk to the pitcher for a few minutes. And so it's a nice give and take relationship there.
Burris trying to get the strikeout here. And that ball drilled foul. 2-2, nobody gone. Fourth inning, 5-0 already for CNU. Lawrence throw over, and he got the runner at first. Other runner from third comes home with the sixth CNU run, and the man on second moves up to third. So one gone, runner at third, and the Captains now lead 6-0.
Well, and that's about as best as you could hope if you're the Knights. You're going to give up a run, but you accumulate the out, so you stay out of big innings.
And now Ventiletti comes to the plate. And you talked about his pregame power. We'll see if that if is displayed here at all during the regular 9 innings. This is his third plate appearance.
And that may be playing in his mind also, thinking, well, in batting practice I was launching them, and so I need to try to do it here. And it's a little bit different going against live pitching as it is going against batting practice. Ahead of him, 0-2.
And one gone here with a runner at third for the Captains. 0-2 delivery, fouled off, and Valetti fouled that one off himself. Oh, 0-2 delivery, off-speed pitch. Kiefer again, a good block.
A little pop fly to the infield or a strikeout now would be huge for the Knights.
Burris off-speed pitch. This was popped up short into the outfield. And Davis makes the play. They're going to try to send the runner home. Nope, they're just going to fake to draw the throw. Nice play by Davis all the way around. 2 gone. Runner is still at third base for CNU. And Burris has had good success with Vitaletti so far here in the first half of the game.
He has, and again, it may be playing in several baseball stadiums. He may be trying to overswing, which really plays into Seth's hands, as he's again a pitcher who tries to just pick his spots and not try to overpower you.
Now Ginch, the hitter, off-speed delivery. Pitcher trying to make sure this doesn't become a 7-0 game. Burris delivers, called strike. There's another called strike, 1-2 now on Ginch.
And that's a great pitch. One of those borderline pitches that the umpire is going to give you. You want to go back to that spot time after time.
High on that one, 2-2. On the hitter Ginch with the runner at third and 2 gone. Burris trying to get out of the 4th inning without allowing any more runs. Off-speed pitch. And was high down the stretch. So Ginch draws the walk. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. And now Keith Roberts, second baseman, comes up.
Now we'll have to see if the captains try to put him in motion, draw a throw. I know there's 2 outs, but there's a lot of plays that the captains can do here.
High again, Mike. Suddenly Burris is wild high.
And he's having release point problems, not getting his front foot down in time.
One and 0 to Roberts, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Swung on, fouled back. Missed on that one. Trying to get the junior Roberts for the 3rd out of this 4th inning.
I'm trying to figure out the umpire's strikes on that. That looked like a strike to me, and some of the ones that have been low have looked like balls that he's called strikes.
2-1 pitch popped up left field to the center fielder. Davis is there, and that is the 3rd out. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score, it's CNU 6 and Southern Virginia University nothing. Jim Bresnahan and Mike Harmon back here at Rockbridge County High School, ready for the bottom of the fourth inning, Mike, with CNU on top here, 6-0. And CNU's starting pitcher, the senior, Blake Ream, has been sailing along really for the first 3 innings. He's had guys on base, but he's come up with the big pitches.
Yeah, hasn't walked anybody. He's hit 2 batters, give up a double to Marcus Begg, and then sandwiched around all that, 6 strikeouts.
And he'll face Nick Carter to start the fourth inning for the Knights. He does look like he just throws a little more with confidence when he's coming straight on delivery as opposed to from the stretch.
A lot of pitchers, it's all about their routine, and this is
Swung on
his
a miss.
routine.
Just looks like he either throws with more confidence, certainly more authority. Carter struck out in the first, and he swings and misses for strike 2. That one's high. Now the count is full on Carter. Ball 4. Carter draws the walk.
First walk of the game.
First walk, yeah. He's hit a couple. But the first walk of the game. And we'll see how that impacts this bottom of the fourth inning.
Well, first, third, and now this fourth inning, Knights have had no problems getting runners to first base. It's been getting them beyond.
In the first, they had second and third one out. Couldn't bring home any runners. Paisler, the hitter right now. Carter on first. There's a called strike. Speed pitch is a called strike, 0-2. Paisler struck out in the first. He's quickly down in the count here, 0-2. Swinging strike. 7 strikeouts now?
7 strikeouts now.
And Saunders coming to the plate.
And some other action around the Capital Athletic Conference. We have Wesley over Penn State Harrisburg in the fourth, 1-0. And a final now. And we have Marymount beating Salisbury 14-11.
And Marymount is suddenly 7-0, Mike, in the conference as that ball gets away from the catcher. And Carter moves on down to second base. Not sure people, a lot of people have talked about CNU and Mary Washington, to name a few, but Marymount now 15-9 on the season, 7-0 in the conference.
Yeah, they were not in the equation. CNU, Mary Washington, and Frostburg were the ones that everybody was worried about, and Marymount was just kind of silently snuck up.
And I believe they've got a 2-game lead now. Saunders takes one for a ball. They called a balk on that, did they?
Yeah.
On Ream, and Carter moves to third. 1 out here in the fourth inning. Knights trying to get on the scoreboard with Saunders the hitter. Ream's pitch. That ball hit towards the outfield, left field. Carter will tag. And he is in with the first run of the game for the Knights. They're on the scoreboard now down. So Kiefer, the hitter now.
That was a nice piece of hitting by Ryan just to make sure he did his job, get it deep enough for a sac fly, get that first run in, break the ice.
Kiefer struck out in the second inning. 7 Ks for the game for Ream. 2 outs here for the Knights in the fourth. Swinging strike there.
You know, this is the warmest day of the year so far, and this might be having some effects on Ream, as he is a more muscular young man and maybe
Called
feeling
strike.
some effects.
He just seems like a completely different pitcher when nobody's on base. Much tougher. Despite the framing of that pitch, it's a ball. So it's 2-2. Ball is fouled back. Still 2 strikes. 2-2 to Kiefer. 2 outs and nobody on for the Knights. They trail here 6-1 in the fourth inning. Reams pitch high, and now it's full count coming up here to Kiefer.
And now again, the Knights have gone through the batting lineup. They've been able to seen Ream and understand what he's going to do and making the adjustments.
And his 3-2 pitch to Kiefer hits him. Hits his third batter today. And I think at least 2 of those, maybe all 3, have come on a 3-2 pitch.
They have. He's been trying to come inside way too much.
So he's walked 1, but he's hit 3 batters now. So Kiefer is on first. 2 are out. And the shortstop Morin comes to the plate.
Again, another mistake by Ream, and you've got to take advantage of these if you're the Knights. Third hit batter, you've got to be able to push one of them across.
Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Of course, not a lot of speed at first base with Kiefer, so would really have to be up the alley.
Well, just looking to hit a couple singles right now to push him across. It has to be this batter Morin. He doesn't have to do it himself, but he needs to get on base, and one other person needs to get a single, and then we can start having a big rally.
Good off-speed delivery by Ream there, and he's quickly 0-2 on Morin. Ream has 7 strikeouts so far today. Fires that one high, throw down, and Kiefer's back easily. 1-2 now on the shortstop Morin. And Ream's 1-2 delivery is low, bounces up there. Kiefer thought about taking the chance at second base, but he'll play it safe and stay at first.
And that is a good play by Kiefer to not go.
2-2 now on Morin. Bounced over. Nope, first baseman is able to grab it. Almost went over his head, and that is the third out of the inning. We have played 4. Virginia University 1. Top of the fifth, ready to go here for Christopher Newport. Burris, 4 innings of work so far. 6 runs on the board for CNU. Big first baseman, 6'2" Connor Henderson. Leadoff hitter in the 5th inning here for the Captains.
And he just has the look of a first baseman, doesn't he? Just stands tall in the batter's box, looking to find something to drive. And we saw on the last play that we thought the ball might bounce over his head, but he's 6'2", able to go up and get it.
And Burr starts him off with a couple of balls. 2-0. Burris really would like to get a quick 1-2-3 inning here, with the Knights getting their first run on the board in the 4th inning. High again, Mike. Looks like, at least for this first hitter, Burris is control all over the place.
Again, we have to start wondering, how long is Burris going to stay out there?
Of course, when he was pitching against Frostburg, he had a pretty good, hefty pitch count in that game.
He did. Right now he's at 88 pitches, but you know, you're only down by 5 to the number 14 team in the nation. You just started to hit their one of their better pitchers. You don't want to give them any more runs than they have right now.
Yeah, 6-1 deficit, maybe manageable, but you start getting down 10 or 11-1. If they have a big inning, could be another matter entirely with Corwin up there. First pitch, a ball. There goes the runner. Going to be an easy steal, no throw. As Henderson got a great break, and now he's at second, and the count is 2-0 now to Corwin, the third baseman.
And he picked a great pitch to run on to, inside off-speed pitch. Just no chance for Kiefer.
Burris is pitched. There he is. A called strike. 2-1. Needed that one. 6 straight balls to begin the 5th inning here. So 2 strikes now on Corwin. 2-2 delivery coming up here for Burris. Off-speed pitch, hit to third base. Begg deep in the hole, looks the runner back, fires over, makes the play. Great play by Begg to keep the runner at second, and from ranging to his left, Mike making the play at first base.
Well, and he was the only one that could have made that play. If it would have tried to get to the shortstop, Marin, there was no way he was going to be able to turn and throw that ball and get an out.
So runner still at second. 1 gone here in the 5th inning now. The catcher, Lawless, will come to the plate. Lefty hitting catcher. Swings. Pops it up and out of play. Strike pitch bounces up there. Kind of surprised Henderson didn't maybe take a chance at third base. Still, of course, there's 1 out here.
Yeah, and again, Kiefer did a great job of keeping it in front of him so he could see the ball and the runner at Henderson at second base. And if Henderson would have took off, I don't believe he would have made it.
1-1 count. Burris delivers low. Two-one pitch and easy steal. Ball gets away from the catcher. Henderson goes to third. And the count now 3-1 with the runner at third, and still just 1 gone here in the 5th inning for CNU.
And even if Kiefer didn't have that ball dribble off behind him, I don't think he would have got the out there at third. Is again another great jump that Henderson got.
3-1 delivery. Ripped foul right side. 3-2 now to Lawless. Now Burris could really use a strikeout here to try to keep this game at a 5-run spread.
Now you don't want to go back into the dugout down by more than this.
Ball hit right in front of the plate. Burris goes over to first. They throw back, but good play by Connor Henderson to know just when to take off for home plate, and he gets in there before the play at the plate. And Henderson scores to make it a 7-1 game here. We're now 2 gone for CNU in the 5th inning.
And you have to wonder if Burris would have overhand throw over there to first base instead of that underhand toss, if that may have given him a little bit more time.
Or if he just faked it.
Yeah, and get the runner out at
You
third.
get the feeling if he had gunned it over there and faked it, as that ball is drilled to left field, but foul. I got the feeling Henderson would have been maybe a dead duck if he had faked the throw to first. But, of course, if you do that, you're risking putting runners at first and third.
I don't know if Seth thought he was going to take off, but that little underhand toss was a little bit nonchalant.
0-1 pitch from Burris. Ripped. Great play by the second baseman, but cannot bring it in. Nace almost had a fantastic play. Off his glove. Single for CNU.
Yeah, we almost brought out the ESPN da-da-da highlight roll for Nace there.
And we'll see if this is just a mound visit or a pitching change. CNU's got a runner at first. There are 2 gone here in the 5th inning. And it's now 7-1 Captains.
And again, unfortunately, the Knights were only down 5 going into this, and they're going to make the pitching change now, but you don't want it.
And it looks like it's going to be Hodges coming on, the sophomore, Jonathan Hodges. We saw him a few weeks back against Frostburg, and he had a really tough time coming out of the pen against Frostburg.
He didn't look like he was comfortable at all out on the mound. So hopefully we have a different outcome today.
So Burris goes 4 2/3, responsible for the runner at first. 7 runs on the board now for CNU. A 7-1 lead here now at the top of the 5th inning.
Again, Hodges has to put the fire out now. Again, you talked about you don't want to come in down by double digits because CNU can just keep on piling on runs almost at will. They're going to score 1 or 2 runs an inning on average. So you want to make sure that if you can do anything to keep them at the lower end and you can come back in and pick up some runs yourself, you have to do that.
This would be a big conference win today for CNU. They would improve to 5-2. We talked about Marymount's victory, and I believe they are now 7-0 in the Capital Conference. But outside of the Capital Conference, before heading into conference play, they were just 8-9.
Well, again, no one really was talking about Marymount. Their coaches did a great job of assembling a team and putting them in the right positions, using that preseason to go ahead and figure out who's going to play where their runs are going to be scored from, who's going to be their ace pitchers and their relief pitchers, and just all of a sudden in conference play has just exploded.
Whereas a team like Mary Washington, they were 15-2 out of the conference, but they're just 1-5 in the conference. That's amazing.
Yeah, but again, sometimes that just goes to show you how strong your conference is when you can come in with that high of a record, and then all of a sudden you get in.
Against Mason, the hitter for CNU, with 2 out here in the top. Just kind of a herky-jerky delivery. Comes a little sidearm. He fires outside, missed it.
And when you come in for relief, you don't want to put the ball right down the middle of the plate, but you want to pound the strike zone for certain.
Runner takes his lead, swung on and missed. Fouled back. So it's 1-1 on the hitter. Runner goes. Kiefer throws down. And easy steal for CNU. Pitch ruled a strike, so it's 1-2 on the hitter now with a runner at second, 2 gone for CNU here in the 5th inning.
And again, coaches all have their stopwatches out and they're timing the pitching from the pitching rubber to home plate, and they understand who their runners are. And just unfortunately, Hodges with that little hitch in his delivery slows him down to the plate just a little bit.
Mason whacks it to second base. Next makes the play, fires over to first, and they get him for the 3rd out. We are halfway through this one. We're in the middle of the 5th inning. Your score, it is Christopher Newport 7, SVU 1. Back here at Rockbridge County High School, bottom of the 5th inning, Jim Bresnahan, Mike Harmon, bringing you all the action today as Christopher Newport currently is ahead in this game, 7-1 with the Knights. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. That one is hit to center field, base hit for Davis. So the Knights have their leadoff runner on. Big turn by Davis. He'll stay at first base. Jordan Ace, leadoff hitter, comes to the plate now, 1 on, and nobody gone for the Knights here in the bottom of the 5th.
And as you observed earlier, Ream's really not as comfortable in the stretch as he is in the windup. So the Knights, again, here's another opportunity that they've got to try to manufacture a run or two.
He's certainly not as dominant as he was the first couple innings when he got 6 strikeouts in the first 2.
3rd time, it's a whole new ball game.
And it's going to be a steal. Ball bounces away from the catcher. High pitch by Ream. Davis is at maybe pulled something there or strained something.
May have. And again, we talked about this being one of the hotter days in the year. Ream
We're going to get a pitcher up in the bullpen, Mike, over for CNU.
Yeah, and that's he's checking out his knee.
So Burris, left-handed pitcher.
May have landed a little bit funny because we've seen him miss low a little bit, but we haven't seen him miss that high all game.
Looks like they're going to leave him in for now. Burris is just starting to warm up in the CNU bullpen. So Davis is at second. Nobody out here for the Knights in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Nace, the hitter, 1-0 count to him. Nace showing bunt, and he misses on the bunt attempt.
And at least on that pitch, what left him.
1-1 count. Big lead for Davis. Strike there. High strike. Nace went around. 1-2. One-two pitch. That one's high. 2-2. And suddenly Ream is starting to lose a little bit of his control, which he was superlative with in the opening innings. Two and two. Davis takes a big lead at second base. Nace hits the ball, and it hits it down the left field line foul. So now count stays at 2-2.
And maybe just the speed of Ream caught the Knights off guard in the first couple innings. They are catching up to it now.
Ream's 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. 8th strikeout for Nace and for Ream. And Nace, is that his 3rd strikeout? Or just the 2nd time he's K'd today?
I think it's just a second. We'll check it out for us.
Here is Hilbert. Davis still at second base. One gone for the Knights. 2 strikeouts, twice Nace has struck out. 8 Ks for the game for Ream. Still has Davis to worry about at second base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the hitter once again is Josh Hilbert. Low gets away from the catcher. Davis easily will go to 3rd. Fifth inning.
Again, another opportunity for the Knights to bring a run across.
Hilburn pops it straight up. And first baseman almost makes the catch. Henderson over the fence. Almost brought that one in, Mike.
Yeah, he's going to pay a little bit. You see him holding up underneath his rib cage as he was walking back a little bit.
Of course, there's an opening over there by that fence. So count 1-1 now. That one's high, 2-1 out of Hilburn. Throw goes over the head of the pitcher on the return throw from the catcher, but not enough for Davis to take a chance and come home. Two-one pitch from Ream. Over to short, brings home a run. Hilburn is out, and in comes Davis to make it 7-2. 2 gone here in the 5th now, and the Knights pull back to within 5 runs.
Again, now the Knights starting to take advantage of some of the opportunities that Ream has presented them with. Just a little bit late in the game to try to bring it back so much. If they can get to Ream right now, though, I know there's 2 outs, but if they can get to him now before they bring in a relief pitcher, they could score another 2 or 3 runs.
And Begg has home run power. Just the 1 home run today, I believe, for CNU.
Just 1.
Nobody out. Has 3 home runs this season. One pitch.
That's it.
That's out of here. Left field. And Begg homers to make it 7-3. And that was a no-doubter.
Yeah, Ream left that off-speed pitch up high in Begg's eyes. No break to it, really, so it was like sitting it on a tee right up at his chest, and Begg just teed off on it.
Well, the freshman from Clearwater, Florida, Mike, is having a great season at the plate and at third base, defensively, too.
Marcus, a little again.
And they still have, beyond this inning, they still have four more at-bats, so. And unlike the first 2 innings, Ream is very human throwing the ball right now. Nick Carter, the hitter. 2 gone, nobody on. And the Knights have scored 2 runs here in the 5th inning. Carter takes another ball. It's 1-1. Carter trying to get on with Bassler on deck. Swung on and missed. Doesn't look like, from a velocity standpoint, that Ream has really missed a whole lot from the opening innings.
No, I think what he's missing is his location. A little bit more. He's getting the ball out over the wide of the plate, and like I said, with Begg, he just made a huge mistake. Just spun, didn't have any break to it.
Ream has 8 Ks for the game, but he's also hit 3 batters. And just surrendered a homer to Marcus Begg. Ream's pitch to Carter, struck him out. 9 Ks now for Ream. And we have played 5 innings with your score. It is Christopher Newport 7 and Southern Virginia 3. Welcome back to Rockbridge County High School. Ready to start the top of the 6th inning. Jim Bresnahan joined by Mike Harmon. And right now, as we start the 6th, it is Christopher Newport 7, Southern Virginia 3. The Knights getting 2 in the bottom of the 5th, Mike, including a home run from Marcus Begg.
Well, again, Knights are starting to take advantage of some of the opportunities that Ream has presented the Knights with.
Jonathan Hodges, relief pitcher for the Knights, on. Start the 6th inning for Christopher Newport. Nicely hits it foul. Knights would really like to get one of those 1-2-3 innings, which they've had a really struggle with today.
That would be the ultimate for them right now, is to get the 1-2-3 to get back in and force either Ream to come out on some really short rest or to get into Christopher Newport's bullpen.
And Ream, according to Mike, has 10 Ks for the game. That ball is launched to center field and in the gap too. And they throw to second base. And the runner, or the hitter, is just in there. Great play by the Knights. Out of the outfield, Davis with a strong throw, racing over. That ball found the gap, and they almost got him still at second base, Mike.
Yeah, it was a great throw, right on the money. Unfortunately, Nicely was able to get to the inside part of the bag as Morin had to try to come all the way across and swipe.
And so here's the much acclaimed Vitaletti, who came into today hitting .455 on the season. He's got a runner in scoring position. Nobody out for the Captains here in the 6th inning. That's a hit. Easy one for the runner from second base to score on. Vitaletti will go on into second base. And just like that, it's Christopher Newport 8 and Southern Virginia 3.
And Saunders didn't hit his cutoff man there, and just that allowed Vitaletti to get to second base. Could have held him to a long single.
So Vitaletti delivers a single, a run scoring single, and ends up at second base. And now here is Kinch. Runner at second, still nobody out for the Captains here in the 6th inning. They have jumped that lead back up to 5, now 8-3. Called strike on Ginch. Well, the Knights were hoping for the 1-2-3 inning, but did not get it, Mike, and now they're down by 5 again.
Yeah, and with the runner on second base scoring position with no outs, again, a dangerous position for the Knights.
Hodges gets a called strike there against Kinch, and he is quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Stranding a runner at second base right now would be just great for the Knights to go 1-2-3 from this point on.
Hodges pretty concerned with Vitaletti at second, drives him back.
And that's one of the shorter leads we've seen someone at second base take.
Hodges wheels it up there, but it's low. 1-2.
And Hodges' velocity isn't blazing. He's relying on a little bit of trickery and movement of the ball, trying to get these Christopher Newport batters out on their front leg.
Low pitch again, 2-2. Two pitch inside. Now suddenly 3-2 to Ginch. She had him 0-2. Now it's 3-2.
Yeah, the 1-2 pitch is where you want to get them. 2-2 is where you have to get them. Now this 3-2 pitch, you put the favor back into the odds of the batter.
Vitaletti takes his lead. 3-2 delivery. Hit to third. Pass bag into left. Vitaletti will stick at third base. First and third, still nobody out. 8-3, Captains on top here. They've scored a run. They have first and third, no one out. And the second baseman, the junior, Keith Roberts, now the hitter. Hodges drives the runner back to first.
It's going to have to be a clear single for Vitaletti to score. We've seen him just kind of jog around the base pass now, not wanting to extend himself too much.
Called strike there. Newport trying to have a big inning here in the top of this themselves in the Knights. And over the wall and gone. 3-run homer for Newport. And suddenly they're on top here, Mike, now 11-3 with 4 runs here in the top of the 6th inning.
And again, trying to work the spin and get the Christopher Newport hitters out on that front foot. That one was up a little bit too much in the zone, and were able to take it out and over the fence. And now people see why we call this the launching pad. Earlier in the game, only 2 home runs, and people were like, what's going on here? But now things are starting to really heat up.
Not really too windy, but he got that one up. And so suddenly it's 11-3, biggest lead so far of the game for Christopher Newport. And Connor Henderson, the hitter. And Hodges has kind of struggled since taking over for Burris.
And we talked a little bit off air. If Christopher Newport had a big inning, I don't think we'd see Ream come back out, and that might be one of the plans that the Newport coaches have, is try to get this lead and then let the bullpen finish it off for them.
If that's the case, 5 innings of work, 10 strikeouts. He also hit 3 hitters, gave up 3 runs.
But that's all just speculation.
We'll see if he comes out in the bottom of the 6th. That ball hit straight up in the air to center field. Davis right there and makes the grab. Just the first out of the 6th inning. Christopher Newport has already scored 4 runs just when the Knights climbed back to within 4 at 7-3. And now it's an 8-run ball game, 11-3 Newport.
And it's hard to keep this captain's offense under double digits. If you can do that, you have a great chance of winning the game.
Of course, a few weeks ago, Frostburg put 18 on the board. A lot of those late inning runs for Frostburg, but so far here in the 6th, it's 11 for Newport. Hit to right field. And caught by Hilburn for the 2nd out. So after the big blow, the big home run, 2nd home run of the game for Newport, 3rd overall as far as ball, retire a couple of hitters on fly balls.
And the last 2 batters doing just enough to keep them off balance to get up underneath the ball.
And again, very big difference as we've seen really anytime, Mike, pitching with runners on base and pitching with no one who's on base.
Yeah, it's always a little bit easier with no one on base. You don't worry about them taking off on the steal or a hit and run or scoring. You just can concentrate on the hitter.
That one's fouled straight back. Two and two on the hitter now. Two-two pitch lifted into right field in front of Hilburn. He'll let it drop single. His shortstop Henry will now be the hitter with 2 gone.
And you want to get this out right here. You don't want to get back to the top of the lineup. Although Henry is 3 for 3 today.
And Henry rockets. So first and second, 2 outs. And with 2 outs, CNU has got a couple of singles. And now the hitter is Jordan Mason, the leadoff hitter. Grounded right past Begg into left field. And they'll hold the catcher, Lawless, at third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And now A.J. Nicely, the hitter.
You can see Christopher Newport with the lead that they have. They're just trying to play station to station right now, not trying to do anything that would lend a helping hand to the Knights in getting them out.
They got Vitaletti on deck. He's probably already dreaming of a grand slam. This game really could get out of hand with a big blow here from Nicely with bases loaded. He swings and misses. Hodges trying to keep this a ball game. It's 11-3 right now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And 4 runs in this inning for Christopher Newport. Pitch low. Low again, 2-1.
And Hodges has to make him put the ball in play. You can't walk a run in here.
Swung on and missed, 2-2 now.
And Nicely was way underneath that ball. I think if I was Hodges, I'd go back to that same spot one more time.
2-2 delivery. Hodges down to third base. Beggs scoops, fires, throws over, and gets him. Third out of the inning. And in the middle of the 6th, your score now, Christopher Newport 11 and the Knights 3. Knights coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning, now trailing 11-3 after Christopher Newport. Mike picked up 4 in the top of the 6th.
And again, things started to get away from them really quickly there as Christopher Newport was able to bang out some hits. Unfortunately, score those extra runs. And now they're facing Ream, who's had a chance to recover and rest over there on the side.
And this will be his 6th inning of work. 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. Facing Basler, who already picked up a strike on him. Fouled off and quickly 2 strikes. That ball hit to second. Roberts throwing over, throws it past the first baseman. Easy play. He just couldn't make the throw over, and Basler reaches first base on the error by the second baseman.
Yeah, it took a lot of time.
And now here is Ryan Saunders.
Again, another opportunity presented to the Knights. They need to be able to somehow push at least that 1 run across.
They really could use 2 or 3 to try to narrow the margin. Right now it's an 8-run deficit. Basler takes his lead at first. Ream fires to Saunders. He lifts that ball to right field. And the right fielder right there to make the play for the first out. Basler back to first, and Kiefer now the hitter. Saunders gave it a ride, but didn't really carry that much to right field. Now the catcher, Kiefer, the hitter. pitch is high, ball one. Foul back, 1-1 now.
Well, if you're Knights, you want to work Ream to a 3-2 count. The best offense the Knights had so far, except for the home run by Begg, has been get to 3-2 count and then get hit by Ream.
I'm thinking all three of his hit batsmen have been on 3-2 pitches. 1-1 to the catcher, Kiefer. He swings and misses. 1-2. Quick throw down. Runner Basler is back.
Kiefer was one of the ones that got hit earlier in the game.
One-two delivery. Called strike three. 11th strikeout now for Ream. Two gone here in the inning of the 6th inning for the Knights, and the hitter will now be Moore on the shortstop. With Davis, the center fielder, on deck. 2 out and Basler at first. Ball hit to second base. Roberts will go to second, and they get the force for the 3rd out of the inning. We have played 6 here from Rockbridge County High School with your score, Christopher Newport 11 and Southern Virginia University 3. Jim Bresnahan, Mike Harmon ready to go. Top of the 7th inning, Christopher Newport 11. Southern Virginia University 3. Hodges, the relief pitcher, staying out there for the Knights, who now trail by 8 in the final 3 innings. Tommy Vitaletti is the hitter. Came in hitting .455 on the season.
Hasn't done anything to hurt himself. 2 for 4 so far today.
Takes that pitch high.
And so far, looks like the Knights are going to stick with Hodges the rest of the game, as no one's up in the bullpen for the Knights.
That ball down the line, fair. Down the left field line. Villetti's 3rd hit of the game, and he'll easily go into second base with a double.
You know, in the last home game and this home game, it's been a rude welcoming for Hodges to the CAC.
Facing, obviously, 2 of the better hitting teams,
Yeah.
CNU and Frostburg.
Unfortunately for him, right?
There's like a new hitter here for CNU in Nicholas Baum. He's a freshman. His first plate appearance today. Big kid, 6'2", 215, called strike.
And with the lead that CNU has, we may be seeing a few more pinch hitters.
Fouled back. Quickly 2 strikes now on the hitter.
Which, if CNU starts to shut it down too early, could play into the hands of the Knights and let them back into the game, which would be fine with all us Knight fans.
Yeah, 8 runs, but still 3 at-bats coming up for the Knights.
And with the way the wind can pick up here and the ball can sail out of here, 8 runs is not that much.
Just trying to get the first out of the inning. Trying to make sure no one scores this inning for CNU. They've already got an 8-run lead. Vitaletti takes his lead at second. Swung on and missed. Strikeout for Hodges. First out of the inning here for the Captains. Now here is the second baseman, Keith Roberts. Well, we haven't seen Marymount, but Mike, you have seen Frostburg and CNU on this field. Which team, which offense maybe impresses you the most? They're almost about equal.
They're almost about equal. I think that there was just a little bit more problems with some of the pitching staff for the Knights when we saw Frostburg come in. It was probably a little bit not indicative of what the Knights usually do. And here's see Bigelow coming in now.
Colin Bigelow, so it will be a relief pitcher. Hodges out of the ball game. Here in the 7th inning, Bigelow will be the new pitcher. Bigelow's job here, Mike, is to get 2 more outs, keep that runner at second base, and keep this ball game at 11-3 score.
Yeah, that's the main job he has. It's just making sure that Vitaletti does not come across home plate.
Hey, to check out some other sports, we mentioned men's lacrosse getting that 15-12 victory over Randolph-Macon yesterday. They've got a big game coming up in the Capital Conference. As long as we can keep any of the spring rain away.
Yeah, and again, we're in Virginia. If you don't like the weather, just wait about 5 minutes and it'll change on you. As soon as we get into April, things kind of settle out better. But yeah, looking forward to
compared to last year, it's been a really mild late winter, early spring.
It's been a great spring compared to last year. I can remember doing some games in some freezing rain and just very uncomfortable.
I can't remember which softball game it was, if it was late March or early April, where we actually had snow.
We had snow coming down.
Maybe just flurries, but snow nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not fun playing baseball or softball in flurries.
Not when you can pretty much add to that, 32, 33 degree temperatures and maybe some wind too.
Yeah, and if you do make contact with the ball, then the hands sting for the next 3 or 4 innings and feeling back into it. But this has been a wonderful year so far, not only weather-wise, but for the all the spring sports that we've been covering.
So now Bigelow in relief of Hodges, who relieved Burris, and we'll see if Bigelow can come right out of the bullpen, Mike, and throw strikes. Have good control, not walk anybody, and not get wild here. Another runner at second. Pitch into Roberts. There's 1 out here in the 7th.
And the one thing I've noticed about Colin is if there is a tendency that gets him out of rhythm is trying to overthrow the ball.
Called strike there. One on the hitter. We've got 2 relievers warming up in the bullpen for Newport. So maybe that was the last inning of work for Reed in the 6th. One and 2 the count to Roberts. Begg makes the throw over and gets him. Another good defensive play. Vitaletti goes over to third. Ball gets away, but not far enough for him to come home. So now there's a runner at third, 2 outs. And 11-3 is your score. You know, I know Begg has got a home run today, and we've talked about his great offense, but he is really a solid defensive third baseman.
He is. The only miscue we saw today was on a little bunt that he came in to field and was really off balance. Should have went ahead and just ate the ball instead of throwing it down to first base, which was caused an error, and the runner went to second base.
So 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Alex Abbey, freshman infielder, his first plate appearance here for the Captains as they are starting to substitute with an 11-3 lead. Abbey fouls it off. And a couple of strikes now.
Well, one more strike, and Colin can say that he did his job that Coach Mann sent him into and kept Vitelletti from scoring.
And that one low, gets away from the catcher, but not enough for Vitelletti to come home, so he stays at third base. One-two pitch. Gets away from Keith for this time, but Vitelletti, he really doesn't want to exert. That ball rolled away. Easy chance maybe to come home, but he decided not to take a chance.
And he may be nursing some type of little injury
Quite possibly.
nagging that we don't know about. And
you would think.
You know, with an 8-run lead and you're going into the 8th inning.
Foul off again. Either that or just did not anticipate that ball continually to roll away from the catcher. Bigelow trying to get the 3rd out of the 7th inning. Low again.
Again, I know you want to keep the ball down, but Colin's looking like he's trying to overexert too much on the ball now. If he just finds his rhythm and lets the ball go, he'll be fine.
3-2 pitch to Abbey, and he walked him. Another replacement hitter coming up, Josh Moore. Well, my count, seeing you at least has put 3 new hitters or players into the game.
Well, and trying to get them experience. It's one thing to get experience in practice, but it's quite another thing to get experience in a game.
Bigelow missing low again.
It looks like he's just trying to overthrow, trying to force the ball into the strike zone instead of just letting the ball come out of his hands naturally.
Moore, lefty hitter, he's a junior. Called strike there, 1-1. Runners take their lead from first and third. And Bigelow misses again. 2-1 the count.
And for the Knights to take the next step, Colin's not only going to have to be a starting pitcher, but he's going to learn how to come in relief and just shut the doors down.
Swung on and missed. That one was low. Might have swung at ball 3, but it's now 2-2 the count. 2 to more. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. Junior. He swings and misses, and Bigelow gets the strikeout for the third out of the inning. And we're in the middle of the seventh inning with your score. Christopher Newport 11 and the Knights 3. Knights are ready to go here in the bottom of the seventh inning, facing a new pitcher, just the second pitcher, Mike, for CNU. It's going to be a left-hander, Joe Burris, sophomore from Charlottesville. Played his high school at Albemarle.
And we saw him get up earlier in the game when it looked like Ream may have tweaked his knee a little bit, so he's good and warm. Hopefully the Knights will be able to get on top of him really quick.
Wound up, Ream did with 11 strikeouts in 6 innings, so it's 11-3 Christopher Newport as we start the bottom of the seventh inning. Cody Davis to be followed by Jordan Hayes. Knights down by 8, but trying to get something started with 3 more cracks at bat.
Yeah, it's getting down to crunch time for the Knights. 9 outs to play with now. Just got to make sure that each at bat counts.
And even though nobody's on the base pass, Burris is working out of the stretch.
Yeah, and you can tell he's a true relief pitcher. Feels more comfortable out of that stretch as opposed to Ream, who we saw earlier, really wanted to have nothing to do with it.
Whacked to second base and past Roberts. It was a hard hit ball, but maybe he should have had that, Mike, and that might be another error on the second baseman as Davis goes all the way to second base. Good hustle by Cody Davis.
Yeah, it was a great hard hit ball, but second baseman there tried to backhand it, and again, another nonchalant trying to backhand it, just bounced off his glove. Great seeing that Davis was really aware of what was going on, seeing the ball just trickle out to the outfield and take second base.
Now Nace, the lefty. So it's a lefty-lefty matchup here with Davis at second base. Missed it outside, 1-0. Burris missing again outside. 2-0 now to Nace.
And so far, Burr's showing a little bit of control problems here. You have to wonder how long the CNU coaches will let him go not wanting the Knights to gain any momentum.
Got a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. There's a called strike. Two 2-1 pitch. Hit foul left side, 2-2 now at the Nace.
And love to see the Knights take advantage of another error and opportunity that the captains are giving them. If they can learn how to take advantage of all these opportunities that the opposing teams give them, they're going to be in a lot of games the rest of the season.
Called strike 3. Nace goes down on strikes. And now Hilburn with a runner at second and 1 gone now. So the Knights have struck out 12 times today so far. Hilburn hits it down the first base line. First baseman will take it himself. Davis goes to third. 2 gone, runner at third, and now it will be Marcus Begg.
And that's what you're hoping that Nace could have done, is hit the ball over to the right side there to move the runner over. Then we could have seen Hilburn come up and, if again, get that same hit as another run scored.
Begg will try to drive home Davis. Needs a hit, though, unless we get a wild pitch here. 2 gone in the inning. Called strike on Begg.
Marcus, one of the more consistent hitters for the Knights, 2 for 3 today with a home run and some great outstanding play at third base.
Swung on and missed on an off-speed pitch, and he really got fooled on that pitch. Oh and 2 now on Marcus Begg from the pitcher, the lefty reliever Burris. Burris gets Begg to hit into the hole. High hop. Begg trying to get the infield hit. He does. Run scores. And now it's 11-4.
And a fortunate hop for the Knights as it just hit the lip of the grass going into the infield. And
Vitek's normal hop might be a close play at first.
Be a much closer play than what it was there.
So here's Nick Carter with the score now 11-4. Swung on a miss. They throw down and throw it almost into right field. Begg will not advance. Roberts, the second baseman, over there quickly.
Well, you have to wonder about why throw down like that.
2 outs, you're up by 7. Carter swings and misses. Carter's got 2 strikes on him here.
And good job by Carter not going fishing on that. Close enough that some more inexperienced batters may have swung at it.
So off-speed pitch, and he struck him out for the 3rd out of the 7th inning. We have played 7 here from Rockbridge County High School. The Captains 11 and the Knights 4. Jim Bresnahan, Mike Harmon back here at Rockbridge County High School, ready to start the top of the 8th inning with Christopher Newport leading the Knights 11-4.
Again, Colin Bigelow out there. His job is to get them 1, 2, 3, get back in as quickly as possible, get the Knights back up to bat.
And the catcher, Lawless, starts things off for the captains here in the 8th inning. Now 2-1 on the hitter. I believe the Knights will have York coming up on this weekend on Saturday, followed by a road game at Frostburg. Line to first and nabbed by Bassler, the first baseman. And York is 4-2 in the Capital Conference, but 6-12 overall this season. One of those situations where they have really played a lot better in conference than out of conference. And if the Knights go on to lose this game, they'll be 2-5 in the Capital Conference, Mike. And they're going to need to win at least one of those two games against York. And ideally, with a road trip at Frostburg to follow that, they really could use a doubleheader sweep this weekend. Although it's a tall order against a team that's 4-2 in the conference already.
Yeah, very tall order. But when the Knights play up to their capabilities, it's not something that out of the realm of they're on their game.
Yeah, they had low-scoring games as that ball's popped straight up, and Bigelow throws out the hitter. Quickly, 2 gone here in the 8th inning. They really had low-scoring games in that doubleheader last weekend at Harrisburg and had a chance to win them both. They only were able to get the one win, though.
Yeah, and that's going to be something that if they miss out on the Capital Athletic Conference tournament, that might be one of the games that they look back on and say, if we would have got that one. Because I think Harrisburg is right above them in the standings.
Yeah. Yeah, I think tied at 2-4. Harrisburg's kind of in the same boat as the Knights. They're just needing victories down the stretch to try to climb up to that 6th spot. Hitter is Jordan Mason. 2 quickly out here for the captains. And Bigelow, as you mentioned, Mike, doing exactly what the coaching staff wants, throw strikes.
Well, and unless you make a big mistake as a pitcher, if you throw strikes, your teammates are going to stay more engaged. You got better chances to get outs much more quickly. It just makes the game flow a little bit more.
Called strike there. 2 strikes now on the hitter, Mason. We have another replacement hitter coming up on deck, Craig Johnson. High pitch there.
And I just as soon wouldn't like to see him until the next inning.
Out there for Bigelow. He does his job here in the 8th inning. We're in the middle of the 8th. Captain's on top here, 11-4. Ready to go. Bottom of the 8th inning with the Knights trailing here, 11-4. We were talking about men's lacrosse. Big victory against Randolph-Macon yesterday, Mike, on Tuesday. Talking about all those freshmen, including, forgot to mention earlier, I think Cook had a great game yesterday, and one of the stars of the game for the Knights. Number 12, Logan Lund, winning a lot of the draws yesterday.
Yeah, Logan has been just the workhorse in the draw circle for the Knights. And
of course, and you can tell it adjusts to this in lacrosse. I mean, sometimes you'll go as far as the draws will go.
Yeah,
will take you.
And that's one of the goals of Coach Lamb is they need to win the majority of the draws there.
Grounded to third, and the third baseman bobbles the ball, so Brevin Basler is on base. Knights have their leadoff runner on here in the 8th inning with Ryan Saunders now the hitter. New pitcher for Christopher Newport, Kyle Zimmerman. He's a freshman right-hander, 6'2", 180 pounds. Hails from Suffolk, Virginia. Having a solid day, putting the ball in play. Puts that one out to right center for at least 2 bases. Basler's going to be held at third with Marcus Begg hitting the ball.
Yeah, Ryan just went with the pitch there, able to pull it down the line, bang it off the wall. And again, now Christopher Newport's starting to maybe regret a little bit putting so many new people in at one time.
What if the Knights score 7 and then half your lineup's gone and we're into the 9th inning tied or maybe going to extra innings or something?
Well, that's the fine line you have to walk as a coach in baseball is when can I put people in and when do I need to save them?
Kiefer, the catcher, fouls off. He is trying to get a hit here to drive home maybe a couple and cut that lead down to 5. Jordan Kiefer, junior catcher.
Now, any hit to the outfield now that finds the green, 2 runs will score.
Newport has a side armor in the bullpen. Another reliever warming up in Caleb Myers.
And there's your submariners you were talking about again when we played Frostburg.
Bouncing ball by the third baseman. Saunders makes the turn and holds at third. So suddenly
well, that's one of the substitutes that CNU put in last inning as a pinch hitter. So it's coming back to maybe Hanum, and it's a great thing for the Knights who never stop playing. They always keep on grinding away, and maybe can grind away at a win here.
So here's Ryan Morin. Get a hit here and cut that lead down to 5, and again, still nobody out. Newport's really got to be thinking. Pitch is low. Not to mention, after Morin, you've got Davis in the top of the order.
And so far, Burris has not been fooling anybody.
Swung on and missed. Saunders is the runner at third and Kiefer at first. Of course, you're down 6, Mike, and you need a lot to go right. Got to really preserve those outs and not make an out. And quickly, Morin is in the hole here with his second strike.
Well, and you saw that with Coach Mann being a little bit conservative, not sending Saunders, trying to extend that run to home.
Off-speed pitch hit through the hole into left field, base hit. Kiefer, station to station, goes to second. Morin delivers a big hit. Suddenly it is 11-6 here in the 8th inning. And again, still no one out. And now Cody Davis comes to the plate. If you weren't down by 5, you might bunt here. But again, you got to really make sure you sell dearly these final 6 outs.
Yeah, every out has to be productive. And if you do bunt and you get the runners over in the scoring position, that would be a productive out.
Davis hoping for maybe the hit, and he hits it deep to center field. And the center fielder's back to make the defense, but it didn't happen.
And
Not sure if the wind knocked that down at all, a little bit.
And unfortunately, you have to count that as one of those.
So here's Nace, lefty hitting Jordan Nace. He has struggled today at the plate, struck out several times. Has a chance to redeem himself here, and he does. Up the middle, base hit.
They're going to try to score Kiefer.
Kiefer is going to be held, and the bases are loaded with one gone. And now here is Josh Hilburn, the right fielder, with Begg on deck. Boy, you know, if they can get a walk here, maybe a grand slam, Sonny, it's 11-11.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Coach Mann would just still like to see these singles being hit because that keeps a lot of runners in play. You don't want to come up and get the one grand slam and then after that have the door shut on you. But if you can keep on getting the hitters in play, big things can happen.
And a pitching change for Christopher Newport. Out of the game goes Zimmerman. And into the game will come Caleb Myers from Mechanicsville. He's a junior, right-hander. And he is basically a submariner. Not quite to the point where he'll scrape the ground, Mike.
Well, Myers has the lowest ERA on the pitching staff at 2.73. He has 3 wins and 1 loss, appeared in 12 games. Has given up 18 hits with 8 runs.
No saves, though.
No saves. 13 strikeouts, 1 home run he's given up. So maybe one
down
of
the list. Slow, it looks like Slough has maybe 4 saves.
Yeah. He looks like Myers may be the setup man.
Austin Slough. We'll see if we see him in the bullpen. Number 25, a freshman. He'd be their closer. Of course, it's only the 8th inning here.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Emerson has the 4 saves.
Emerson, okay.
Yeah, Emerson's appeared in 11 games himself, and he has the 4 saves.
And he is number 10, senior, and will be the one throwing in the bullpen. Well, right now, Hilburn is the key man for the Knights with Begg on deck, and the Knights only down by 5 here in the 8th inning.
You know, and those opportunities the Knights had in the first 3 or 4 innings where Ream was hitting them and putting them on base and weren't able to push that run across.
1 out in the first inning.
Exactly. That's coming back now on the Knights because now the game could be a whole lot closer than it is right now.
Of course, at that point, maybe seeing you didn't substitute.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always a cause and effect, but you know the
Yeah,
Knights.
it is number 10 down there in the bullpen. Their closer warming up, potentially maybe for the 9th inning. Potentially here for the 8th inning if the Knights can really have a big inning. Hilburn takes a strike.
Like we said, the Knights keep on grinding, never quit until that last out, and trying to make each of these outs be very productive.
You know, when it was 11-3, I wonder if it entered Emerson's mind that he might be called upon to get potentially a save here. That ball hit the center field. Base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in a score. Knights have first and third, and suddenly it is 11-8. So runners at the corners, and Begg is coming to the plate with still just 1 out. Big hit by Hilburn. So a big inning here by the Knights, Mike.
Yeah, and if you're Marcus, you're not thinking about the home run. You're just thinking about squaring the ball up and hitting it hard. If the home run comes, it comes. But again, a single or a gap or double, again, score some runs for the Knights.
Begg takes a strike. That ball is almost thrown away by the catcher, went past the pitcher.
And that's the second time today we've seen that.
Runners at the corners. Begg could tie this game with a homer. Certainly would like to get a hit here to make it a 2-run game with Carter on deck. Here comes the pitch. Begg to the right side and through into right field. 11-9. And the Knights have first and second. Still 1 out, and now they have pulled to within 2 runs. What a comeback this would be, trailing 11-3 now, only down 11-9 here in the 8th inning.
And again, this is what you want to do. You just want to string together these singles, keep the pitchers uncomfortable, keep the ball in play, let the captains make the mistakes that they have made in so far in this inning.
And you got to remember, they've got some replacements out there in the field. Now it's Carter. Needs a big hit here. Takes a strike. Emerson, the closer for CNU, continues to throw in the bullpen. Carter holds off. Ball. Who would have thought? Now you're to a position where you hit a homer over the wall and you got the lead in this game.
Again, with the way that the bats are hot and people go through pitching staffs.
Carter whacks it into left field for a base hit. Here comes Hilburn to score. And he's in to make it 11-10. So Carter delivers a big hit. He's at first. Begg is at second. And suddenly the lead is now down to 1. And we'll see if CNU makes a pitching change and brings in their closer, who would then have to get 5 outs.
Now we're going to have a pinch runner for the Knights.
Yep, that's going to be it. Let's see if Emerson, the closer, comes in into the 8th inning. I'm sure the CNU coaches wanted to have saved him for the 9th, but now he's going to put out the fire. Runners at first and second, Mike, and still only 1 out in this inning.
Then you got Jones that came in now to pinch run. So this is the worst case scenario for the captains, the best case scenario for the Knights.
And you're right. Really, I know you want to get guys playing time, but maybe if it's 15-3, you do that. 11-3, maybe it's hindsight, but taking out some of the hitters, and of course that's not really the reason the Knights have been able to make this comeback. It's just that the failure of the CNU middle relievers.
Well, that, and there have been 2 errors in this. You know, it's just one of those issues where because of some opportunities that are presented to you from the other team.
Yeah, this would be a huge loss in the Capital Conference for CNU. We were talking about a few innings ago when they were ahead by 8. This one might be in the books, and they might be 5-2 in the conference. This would be a devastating loss in the Capital Conference for them to fall to 4-3.
Well, yeah, this would be a great win for the Knights.
A great win for the Knights,
to pick up one that they might not. I mean, you always talk about we want to win this, but then you have to think, okay, so
especially when you're down by 8.
Yeah, here are the wins that we can have. This is the ones we're going to play with, and if we can get a win from this person, then we're good. So
not only would it be a huge win in the conference, but maybe a real pick-me-up for the latter stages of the season.
Well, yeah, and it just goes to show that you can play with the teams that are an upper level of not only your conference but in the nation, because we've seen Mary Washington ranked number 12 and the Knights go there and win. CNU ranked number 14 now, and if they come here and lose
might
to the
be
Knights.
the last time this season the CNU coaches substitute players with an 8 or 10 run lead.
It may be, unless you get down to that last inning, and then you say, okay, maybe we can do something here. But
yeah, that was the thing. I'm trying to remember most of them, like in the 6th and the 7th inning, and they were doing their subs as opposed to, well, I mean, obviously they want to get them playing time. But so here we go. First and second, 1 out. It's 11-10 now. And the hitter is Braven Basler. And again, he's facing now arguably the best reliever CNU has in the senior Adam Emerson, 5'11", 205 pounds. He's from Williamsburg. Basler can tie the game with a single.
Yeah, he's only pitched in 13 innings, has 21 strikeouts.
And he's got 4 saves. And he's in line to pick up his 5th save.
And now we're starting to hear some life coming out of the Knights dugout.
And remember, this is just the 8th inning, so the Knights still have 5 outs to go. And needless to say, their pitching in the top of the ninth is going to be huge. They might actually be trying to protect the lead. Called strike there. Emerson's probably looking for the strikeout or a double play ball. Double play ball would get CNU out of this inning. Paisler looking for a big hit. Outside. He wouldn't mind drawing the walk, too, to load the bases for Brady Saunders. Two and one. Popped up. Short into the outfield.
Could be trouble.
And a great catch by Roberts, the second baseman. Wow, how did he grab that one? He's committed a couple of errors today, but boy, he made a dazzling catch. If that goes in there and the runners were starting to go off, he almost doubled one of them up. That could have easily been an infield or an outfield, a short outfield hit, and probably bases loaded. Well, now it's all up to Brady Saunders. And again, the Knights still have the ninth inning. Still 3 outs left in the ninth, but Saunders with a base hit could tie this game.
Yeah, if Ryan can come through and hit one off the wall like he did in his previous at-bat, that'll really set things up for the Knights.
That might drive home both runs for the Knights to take the lead. Emerson's pitch to Saunders is high. Oh, God, you got to tip your hat to Roberts. He's made a couple of errors today, but he made a heck of a catch there.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
2 on, 2 out, 8th inning. 11-10 your score. And grounded foul down the right field line. Runners take their leads. Big leads at first, big lead at second. Saunders hits it up to left field, and the left fielder makes the grab for the third out. Emerson comes in and does the job, Mike, to get those last 2 outs. And we are through 8 innings with your score now. It is Christopher Newport 11 and Southern Virginia 10. Jim Bresnahan, Mike Harmon back here, ready for the 9th inning at Rockbridge County High School. And it's Southern Virginia only down a run, Mike, as we start the 9th inning, 11-10. They were down 11-3 at one point. Captains make some substitutions. Knights have a big 8th inning and actually had first and second with 1 out, down by a run, but Emerson 2 big outs to allow the Captains to enter the 9th inning with a slim 1-run lead.
Yeah, that was a huge 8th inning for the Knights.
Ball is fouled out of play. And maybe couldn't really see Roberts' glove, how close that came to falling into the outfield for a hit for the Knights. Probably would have just loaded the bases. Nobody probably would have scored on it. So the Knights have to forget about that and get these outs here in the 9th inning to put themselves in a position where they go to the bottom of the ninth, only down a run. You don't want to give up any 2 or 3 runs here, Mike. Peterson, the pitcher.
Yeah, they have to.
Or Bigelow, I mean.
They have to just capitalize on that momentum they got in the bottom half of the 8th inning and carried on to this 9th inning, trying to get the 3 up, 3 down.
Craig Johnson is the lefty hitter for CNU. And it is so important right now for Bigelow, Mike, to get outs and not allow any runs. You can see how tough Emerson's going to be even down a run. That ball's popped up and out of play. So if you're the Knights, you want to face Emerson down a run, not down 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, that would be not a enviable task. As we said, he's only pitched in about 13 innings. He has 11 appearances. You want to get to him with as few runs down as possible.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the bottom of the order for the Knights. We're very close, too. Called strike 3. I don't think Johnson liked that call. He thought that pitch was inside, but it's a strikeout for Colin Bigelow, and it's the first out of the 9th inning. So here is Vitaletti, who is one of the guys they did not take out of the game. This would be huge for Bigelow to get Vitaletti out, not put him on base.
Yeah, Vitaletti has been a tough out today. He's 3 for 5.
First pitch ball. No pitch, fouled back, 1-1 now. One pitch bounced right over the pitcher's head and off the glove of the shortstop Morin. Infield hit for Vitaletti. So he's 4 hits today.
Yeah, 4 for 6.
Now it'll be Bayham, Nicholas Bayham coming to the plate. 1 on, 1 out. Bigelow trying to get the out. Wants to keep probably Vitaletti close in case they're thinking about double play ball, but really got to focus on the hitter here.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Vitaletti really want to extend himself too much on the base pass.
Pitch is low. I'm sure that CNU would love to get another run. And if it was anybody but Vitaletti, you might be thinking a straight steal, and he might surprise you.
Well, it might come back to haunt him on a couple times. He was at third base and was left stranded there, not trying to take advantage of some of the past balls that we've seen.
See if he goes or is not going to run. He is back. Bigelow keeping him close. One out here in the top of the 9th inning. It's 11-10 Christopher Newport. And there he goes. And the ball is hit to the right side and through. So the steal, attempted steal by Vitaletti, gets him over to third base. The throw comes into the catcher, and suddenly it's first and third. Second baseman ran over, and Mike, that's exactly where the ball went.
Yeah, nice hit and run that they put out. The captain's good piece of hitting by Bantam.
Now they'll get the infield together out of the mound, a talk-over strategy. Because if it's hit to the shortstop, you just go for the double play. At this stage, how important it is to make sure that runner from third does not score. Obviously, if you get the double play ball, you get out of the inning.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're talking about now what to do on a steal attempt for if the captains try to steal second base. What are we going to do there? Are we going to try to throw down, or do we have one of our plays on and try to catch Vitaletti off third base too far? Again, talking about do we bring our infield in and play for the double play and not let anybody, anything sneak by us? There's just a lot of things.
If you got a chance at a double play, but maybe not the greatest chance, do you come home with it if Vitaletti is running towards home, try to get the out at home as opposed to risking trying to get the double play? Obviously, Bigelow would love to get a strikeout here.
Well, we're looking at where Marcus Begg's playing, and he's playing deep at third. So are the shortstop and the second baseman. So it looks like they're just going to go for a double play ball here and not worry about Vitaletti and hope that they can turn it.
Talented hitter at the plate, too, and Keith Roberts. Couple of relievers are up in the bullpen for CNU, but their closer, most likely Emerson, will be back out there in the ninth inning. And right now, the Knights are trying to keep it a one-run game. Pitch is low to Roberts. Well, we talked about it. The last thing you want to do with Emerson coming back out probably for the ninth inning is to allow CNU to score a couple of runs here. It'll be tough enough to get one or two off him as opposed to 3 or 4.
Also, the Knights have to be aware maybe of a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze here, trying to get that extra run for Emerson.
Bigelow's pitch is hit to the outfield. And Davis makes the grab. Vitaletti comes home. Throw is cut off. It's 12-10 CNU. 2 outs now here in the ninth inning. Well, if Bigelow can get one more out, he'll send his team up in the bottom of the ninth, needing 2 to tie and 3 to win. Alex Abbey, the hitter now for CNU. There are 2 gone in the top of the ninth inning. It's 12-10 CNU. Called strike. Nearly got the runner at first, but just getting back.
Yeah, just got his fingertips in there as the ball was being tagged on the top of his head.
Fouled away. Couple of strikes now on the hitter. 2 outs in the inning. When you look ahead at the bottom of the ninth, our Knights just need to wait out Emerson a little bit, get some hits.
Not try to do too much with it. Hit the ball where it's pitched. If it's pitched on the outside part of the plate, go with it.
That ball whacked to left field, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Runner on first goes to third, and they are able to get the ball back in. Looked like they were having problems out in the outfield. Davis and Saunders combining. Davis had a hard time picking it up, but their runner is held at third base. So first and third, 2 outs. And now it will be Josh Moore, the hitter for CNU, with 2 gone here in the top of the ninth inning.
And right now the Knights need to get this out. You can't let another run score.
Lefty hitting Moore against Bigelow. Popped out to the shortstop. Moore makes the grab. That's a 3rd out. Knights will come on to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth inning. They need 2 to tie, 3 Newport 12 and Southern Virginia University 10. Jim Bresnahan and Mike Harmon ready to go. Bottom of the ninth inning, 12-10 is your score. Christopher Newport holding on to a 2-run lead over Southern Virginia. The lead got up to 8. It was 11-3 CNU. The Knights with a huge rally in the bottom of the 8th, and now they enter the bottom of the 9th, only down by 2. And Kenneth Lane, senior, will be the leadoff hitter here, Mike, for the Knights in the bottom of the 9th inning, facing Emerson, the closer for CNU.
He comes into pinch hit for Kiefer at a 250 average.
Called strike right off the bat. Warren is on deck.
And a tough spot for Lane to come in facing the closer for CNU.
Called strike again. And again, you're down by 2 thanks to that run that CNU scored at the top of the 9th inning. Two-strike pitch to Lane. Just outside, 1-2.
Emerson tried to get Lane to expand the strike zone a little bit too much there. Lane, unfortunately, has a great eye.
1-2 pitch, hit right back to the pitcher. Emerson fires over to first, and he gets the first night here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So now it is Moore, the shortstop, to be followed by Cody Davis, the center fielder. Knights down to their final 2 outs. They end up losing this one, Mike. It's going to be a great comeback, but I'm sure the Knights will feel the pain of falling just short, too. But still 2 outs to go.
And the Knights will continue to play until that last out is recorded. Like I said, they're a bunch of grinders.
And you can get a couple of guys on here, and you're back to the top of the order, too. That's high to Morin.
You know, and hopefully that 8th inning showed the Knights to themselves that we don't have to hit a lot of home runs. Singles backed up on singles gets you a lot of runs in an inning.
Or just putting the ball in play and making the defense make the plays. Off-speed delivery is a strike, 2-1. Emerson's 2-1 to Morin. Fouled away, 2-2. You see Emerson, why he's their closer. We saw that with first and second, only one out of the 8th inning, and here in the 9th, he's really coming after the hitters.
Yeah, and he's got great stuff. Keeps the batters off balance with that the off-speed pitch he has.
Swung on and missed. The ball gets away from the catcher, though. Warren is going to go down to first and reach first base. And so the Knights have a man at first now, Mike. There are only one out. There's one out here with Morin at first base. And here comes Cody Davis, the freshman center fielder. And so a big mistake by CNU allows a hitter who was struck out to reach first base. See if the Knights could take advantage of the mistake by the captains. Davis takes a strike. Ace on deck, the leadoff hitter. Top of the order hitter. Davis swings and misses. Ball gets away. Down to second base goes Morin. Boy, Davis swung out a ball that was in the dirt a couple of feet in front of the plate. So that's the second strike on him.
And Lawless is have a tough time with that breaking ball that Emerson's throwing.
Knights have a runner in scoring position now, down by 2 here in the 9th inning. Cody Davis looking to deliver a big single. Rockets the ball to the right side and foul. Warren takes his lead at second. One gone here in the 9th. High pitch, and Davis swung right through it for strike 3. Now there are 2 gone, and the Knights are down to their final out here in the 9th inning with the leadoff hitter, the top of the order hitter, Jordan Ace, followed by the on-deck hitter, Josh Hilburn.
Yeah, that really was just a waste pitch to Emerson through, and unfortunately, Davis just went right through it.
Now the Knights need some hits, down by 2 here in the 9th inning. Emerson trying to nail down his 5th save of the season. Facing Nace.
And Nace is 1 for 5 today. Anything that gets to the outfield, if it hits the green, the Knights will score that extra run, and then Nace on base represents the tying run.
Ball inside. Two count on Nace. Morin, huge lead at second base. Strike call, 2-1.
And I know it'd be a tough play, but look how far back the first baseman is playing. If he could drag bunt, get on first, and then we have the next batter, Hilburn, coming up, who's shown that he can hit in the clutch.
Swung on, fouled back, and now the Knights are down to their final strike. It's 2-2 on Nace. 2 gone, 9th inning, 12-10, CNU on top.
And if I was Nace, I'd be watching for that curveball that Emerson's shown to the first 2 batters.
Great comeback by the Knights, who trailed 11-3, now 12-10 in the 9th inning. Pickoff play. Morin is back. The pickoff play.
Yeah. Too many things could go wrong.
Can Nace get a big hit here? Strike 3, and he's gone, and the game is over. And Christopher Newport, Mike, able to hang on for a 12-10 victory today.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Knights' comeback attempt just falls a little bit short. Some of the opportunities that was presented to them in the first 2 or 3 innings, just not able to take advantage of. Didn't get to the pitchers of Christopher Newport until late in the game. But again, just being able to grind this out. Weekend series against York.
And so Christopher Newport improves to 5-2 in the conference, 15-5 on the season, and the Knights drop to 2-5 in the Capital Conference, and now they are 6-15 on the season. And Mike, as you mentioned, they've got a big doubleheader coming up on Saturday, and they certainly need to win one of those games.
Yeah, you have to split with them. Obviously, being able to take both games would be the optimum, but the Knights have to come out with at least one win if they want to hope to increase their opportunity to play in the conference tournament.
So a great comeback, falling short today for the Knights. They trailed at 1 point in this game, 11-3. They get within 11-10 and ended up losing to Christopher Newport today. Again, your final score: Christopher Newport 12 and Southern Virginia University 10. That'll wrap things up here from Rockbridge County High School. For Mike Hartman, Craig, and all the crew, I'm Jim Bresnahan. Thanks again for joining us today.